Hey guys, welcome back to Ola RC here. Today I'm really excited to bring you the Freewing 90mm F4 Phantom. I'm really excited to get this in the air, show you guys how it flies, which it does fly excellent, talk about it, get it on the ground, show you guys some clips, and yeah, it'll just be a good review. So let's get right into it. All right guys, we got the Freewing 90mm F4 on the runway, so let's go ahead and get it up. We're gonna do no takeoff flaps, just because I found it takes off really well with no flaps, so let's get into it. Really nice rotation, guys. Gear coming up, flying really well. Let's get a little nice show pass coming in here. Half throttle. Oh my God, what an excellent flying plane. Really stable. Let's get a nice inverted pass here. Who doesn't love the F4, guys? What an excellent flying plane. Motion RC has had this plane out for a while. Well, I'm gonna shut up and get a speed pass here. Very quiet. It is very quiet, which I honestly kind of like. It's not super loud. Like I was saying before, Motion RC has had this model out for a while, and I can see why, because it does just fly so good. Oh yeah, listen to that. All right, coming around. It's gonna pull up right as it comes towards us, and up and over. Very nice. All right, gonna come in here, do another speed pass, flat and level. Full throttle coming in now. Pretty fast, very stable. Up, over, around, and coming in. We'll do no throttle on this one. And this is the 6S version, guys. And it has, as you can see, it has plenty of vertical. Get those gear out and bring it in for a landing. I see all three. Let's hope we can butter this landing, guys. 25% throttle, layering. A little hot, you don't have to come in that hot, but pretty good landing, guys. All right.
Alrighty guys, now that we got the flight done, let's talk about how it flies and what it's best at. So this F4 is extremely scale. It does slow rolls like no other plane I have. Just a super stable airframe. It definitely has some speed to it, even though it's not the fastest model in the world, probably around in that 100-mile-an-hour range. But the F4 just looks so good, and especially with the Freewing universal dual tail flame afterburner. This afterburner just looks so good in the airplane, and it's so cheap too. It's only $21. It fits on every single kind of motor because it comes with multiple adapters. I absolutely love this afterburner. I don't know why you wouldn't get it. Again, $20, motionrc.com. Go pick one up. Really like them. This is one of my favorite jets to do scale maneuvers with, just because it looks good and it does them good. Takeoffs and landings. Taking off this plane is actually very simple. If you've flown jets before, you'll have no trouble taking this off. Just get some speed, ease back on that elevator, and the nose lifts up really nicely and it gets off the ground like a scale Phantom. I don't use takeoff flaps just because I don't see a need for them, and it does take off really nice without them. Landing is definitely the best part about this jet, and it is my favorite thing to do with this jet. The gear look really good as you come by. As you can see, all three are down there. But when you do come in for a landing, it does really settle itself in, keeping that nose high, no bad tendencies, doesn't drop a wing, just sits in that high alpha attitude, and you can really plant those mains and plant that nose gear down. As you can see here, it just really sets in. Nose gear hits, comes up, takes off right away. No problem. Really gentle flyer, really gentle lander. Absolutely love this F4.
Hey guys, that just completed the flight review of the Freewing 90mm F4 Phantom. I just wanted to give you guys a couple tips and talk about this plane for a little bit to help your F4 fly like mine, which flies amazing. So, as for rates, I am running 85% aileron with 30% expo, and with elevator, I am running 85% elevator with 30% expo all around. As far as flaps, I am running full flap, and then as for mixing, I'm doing 12% up elevator. When I did drop my flaps on my maiden, I did notice it wanted to nose down a ton, so 12% had it just right. Comes in really nice, flares excellently, lands so good as you saw previously. Touch and goes are just really fun. It's just a really fun airplane to land. As far as CG, I have a hovoovo 6200 milliamp pack, and it is right between the most forward strap slots, and I get CG perfectly there.
In regards to CG on the wing, there is 2 notches for the ordnance. If you balance the model on that back notch, it balances perfectly there, and that's where I get good CG.
Running an AR 630, and that is what is inside the canopy. As far as flying goes, guys, it flies extremely well. It is not a heavy flyer, and this is the 6S version. Guys have told me to get the 8S one, but I just didn't really think I needed it because I don't want to buy all those 2S batteries. So I did get the 6S one, and it just has plenty of power, especially with that new power system, the 1960 kV in-runner motor that Freewing just released, and the reversing 120 amp ESC. Has plenty of power, plenty of push, plenty of thrust, very fast, as you saw in those videos, guys. It's just an outstanding model. It doesn't fly too heavy. It has a pretty light wing loading. And when it stalls, it does just nose down. It doesn't drop a wing or anything. All right, guys, honestly, I love this plane. Just one thing to watch out for. It's the only thing I can really think of. It's just the elevators. They aren't controlled with 2 servos like normal full-flying stabs are. They are only controlled with 1. And just make sure they're really tight and cinched down there because they are held in place with a little pin screw, but it can come loose pretty easily. So I would just watch out for that because it did come loose one flight and it did get really squirrely, but I just took it to the ground, tightened it like as far as I could, and now they're not going anywhere. So I would just watch out for that. Just make sure your elevators are nice and snug in there. They're not going anywhere. Yeah, guys, that concludes the flight review and video of the Freewing F4 90mm. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope I made you want to buy an F4. Hope I made your existing F4 fly a little better. And I will see you guys in the next video at Ola RC.